Greetings, greetings, greetings. Welcome, 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 and happy Wednesday. I am Dr. Daphne Clarke-Hudson, your why and soul purpose coach and consultant. And today I'm excited to be coming to you on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and TikTok. Today, I will be sharing my life story and journey with you. However, before I get into that content, please allow me to do some housekeeping. If you are not already subscribed to any of my platforms, please take the time to subscribe to my website, daphneclark.com, and sign up for my newsletter. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram, connect with me on Facebook, connect with me on LinkedIn and on Twitter. I am also on Clubhouse and Clapper. And if you forget all the platforms, just put my name, Daphne Clarke-Hudson, in the Google search. I'm Google literate, so you will be able to connect with me. Also, please get your water ready because, as always, we will be doing the water therapy this morning round about between 6:30 and 6:45. We'll see how it flows. So get your water and have it ready to participate in in the water therapy. Okay. I am going live on StreamYard now. This means I will not be able to interact with you guys on TikTok. However, whenever I have ended over there, I will come back to TikTok to have the live interaction with you guys. So be respectful, no bullying. My content is for 18 years and older. Continue to tap the screen. Continue to show some love. Donate to my Cash App as well. And let's get this party rolling. I will be able to answer questions on Facebook because that's where the focus is. And then I will come back to TikTok and I will answer the questions that you may have over there. Welcome to those of you who are joining me live on Facebook. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I appreciate your support, and please do not hesitate to ask your questions over here because I can pause and answer that. Well, as I always say, the best place to start is at the beginning. And my beginning was on the 11th of December, 1947. Unfortunately for me, I was not told the time that I was ushered into this amazing community. However, that is not going to hinder me from going. I am here and I am excited to be here. I was born on the sunny island of Jamaica, West Indies. My parents were Leonora Scarlett and my dad, James Clarke. My parents were not married when I was born, and when I was a baby, I was told that my dad had severe eczema and my mother had to leave her home and to go and attend to him because of the severity of his illness. My mother was one of 6 girls. My mother had no brothers whatsoever. My mother was one of 6 girls, and she was the eldest of the 6. I am the first grandchild in that family. And then my Aunt Ida and my Aunt Myrtle had 2 children. Inez for my Aunt Myrtle and Vivian for my Aunt Ida. And I'm sharing that to tell you, I just mentioned about my father being ill and my mother going to attend to him during his illness. And my Aunt Ida stepped up and looked after me as a baby, and also my cousin Inez and her own son Vivian. And those of you who have heard my story in the past, you heard me mention that Aunt Ida is like my mother because as a baby, she breastfed me. I spoke about it at her retirement party and people laughed so hard. However, there is that bond between my auntie and I. And I am sharing that part of the story because each and every one of us has a unique portion of our life story. So from my early beginning, we had different individuals who invested into me sitting here today. So I will always honor my Aunt Ida for that responsibility of taking care of me when I was a baby. So the journey continued. My mother and my father eventually got married. My mother was an asthmatic. She struggled with asthma, and my family in Jamaica was part of a farming community. I was brought up in the extreme rural areas of Jamaica. We had no running water. We had no electricity. We didn't have all the material luxury that you all have, no television and all of that stuff. However, the one thing we had was great morals and values. I grew up with a sense of understanding what community meant. I grew up seeing what I now know to be networking in full force going. What do I mean by that? Growing up in that farming community, the men till the soil to prepare and plant their crops with what is known as a pitchfork. They did not have money, nor did they have tractors to till their soil. So the men would pool their resources and they would work each other's farm. And I grew up seeing my father do that. And I'm sharing that part to let you know that when my mother was experiencing an asthmatic attack, my father was committed to go and work somebody's farm, and therefore I had to stop from school to be home with my mother during this time, because my father was committed to go and support whichever farmer was up for that week to get their soil prepared. I can remember my mother saying to me, "Sweetie," that was the name she called me. That's what everybody called me. Even now when I see many of the people who knew me from I was a child, they call me Miss Sweetie. And I see, you don't have to wonder why. You notice. And when my mother had the asthmatic attack, I had to stay home from school and to be with her. I remember my mother always say to me, "Sweetie, you are going to be a good nurse one of these days. The only difference is that you're going to wear a uniform, a cap, and you're going to get paid." There's somebody out there remember that in the days when nurses used to wear the white cap and the apron, and you had to starch the cap and iron it, impeccable white. There's somebody out there who probably know what I'm talking about. And she would say, "And you're going to get paid." I remember as a child climbing up in the middle of that bed. It was those high beds. They call them four-poster bed now. Back then, I didn't know what it was called. I just know it was high, and I had to climb up in the bed. And I would hold my mother. I would put her chest close to my chest, and I would embrace it just to give her some comfort in breathing. As a child, I didn't know what I was doing. Not remember because I didn't tell you yet, but I lost my mother when I was merely 13 and a half years old. So I was not even a teenager yet when I'm sharing with you that I was assisting my mother to get her breath so she could breathe properly. And she would say, "Sweetie, you're going to be a good nurse." So she programmed me to be a nurse. And back in the day, people were going to England to be trained as nurses. And there were certain animals that my father was raising. They didn't have any bank account. Their money was in the animals and in the crops that they grow. So there were one cow, couple of goats, and few pigs that were being raised to sell for me to go to England to study nursing. My mother died when I was 13 and a half. And the plan for me to go to England got abruptly stopped. However, the vision of me becoming a nurse and the programming kept playing in my mind. Every day I would hear the music playing. You are going to be a good nurse. Please share the live. Tap the screen and share the live. You are going to be a good nurse. And I did not abandon that dream. I didn't go to England. I still have not gone to England. I don't know what England looked like. However, the dream for me to become a nurse was fulfilled. I became a nurse. I was at the St. James Hospital in Montego Bay, Jamaica, West Indies. And even then, when I became a nurse, I was not like the other nurses. Everybody will tell you, even on today you meet them, they would say, Daphne's always talking to everybody. I always want to get into the nitty-gritty of a person. I want to find out about the person. To me, it was not their illness. I wanted to find out about them as a person. Little did I know back then that I was a healer, a spiritual healer in that sense. Little did I know that those conversations I was having with my patients back then, that they were divine dialogue that had to happen. My co-workers would ask me, Hudson, why do you have to talk to everybody? It is taking us 45 minutes to do the medication. It's taking you an hour, close to 2 hours, because you're talking to everybody. And I would say to them, I don't know. I just have to talk. And I hope you're getting this to understand that each and every one of us comes into this world for a purpose. And so long as we pay attention and we are obedient, it is not difficult for us to honor our calling and our purpose, because it comes to us naturally. It is like breathing oxygen. When we honor our calling, our purpose, it is not a struggle. It is not challenging. It just flows. It happens to us. And that journey of me being a nurse, working with people in medical, surgical, emergency, public health, going to public health school. Then I moved into the Cultural Development Commission in Jamaica, and even then, I was molding people. I was pulling out of them what their skills and talents were. I did not know anything about coaching back then. However, unconsciously, that's what I was doing, because I was being guided by the universe to connect with people to bring out their best. I came into this country, the United States, in 1985. I knew nothing, absolutely nothing about coaching. It was not until I hired my very first coach, and when I sat in that gentleman's chair and he started talking with me And he was writing. Back then they used the yellow legal pad. And woo, he was writing. I was excited because I said to myself, ooh, he's going to be able to help me. About 15 minutes into the 1 hour conversation, he looked at me and he said to me, why aren't you doing what I do? And I said to him, what do you mean? He said, you are a natural. He said, turning the pad around, showing me. He said, you see all of this? Everything that's on here is what I just learned from you in the past 15 minutes that I will begin to use with my clients. He said, there is nothing else I can teach you. I'm not going to give you your check back, but I am willing for you to use me as a sounding board. But my encouragement to you is that you branch out and be a coach. And I did not believe what he was saying to me. I ended up going to a weekend retreat from Clarke-Hudson Learning Institute. And that's the company that developed the disc, the DIXC, which is something similar to Myers-Briggs. And when I did the disc modality, it said that I was a born motivator. And I said to the lady that was conducting the retreat, I said, I need to order the computer-generated summary because I think I was biased in filling this out. And she said to me, it will cost an additional $199. I paid for it. And what I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot run from who you are. Because when I got the computer generated summary back in 10 days, I didn't read all the thing leading up. I went straight to the back of the summary. And it said the same thing. Nothing had changed. And that was the beginning of a eye-opener. I got the insight from the coach, and now from the disc, it is telling me what I need to do. And I stepped out a little. I was working and I stepped out a little and I started using the disc modality with a few clients. Still working in the other jobs that I was working. And still doing my business that I had now created on a part-time basis on the weekends. And I kept doing that. And I keep talking. The one thing that was consistent was my eagerness and my curiosity in talking with people. I always want to talk with folks. I always want to find out about them, what they're about. I'm always digging deep. However, my life took on a drastic turn when I understood that I had a purpose, Purpose, that I was born for a purpose, that I had a destiny in my life. I did not understand what that meant. It was not until I met an amazing gentleman out of the island of the Bahamas, a gentleman by the name of Dr. Miles Monroe. It was not until I met Dr. Miles and had a conversation with him, and I was telling him everything that was happening. There was a turmoil that was taking place inside of me. And in the sweet, humble, peaceful voice, he said, "My sister, that is happening to you because you are not walking in your calling and your purpose." And that was the first time I heard anything about purpose. I said, "What do you mean, Dr. Miles?" He said, "Listen, there is one book I wrote, and if you don't buy any other book, I want you to get In Pursuit of Purpose. I can't show you the book now today because, as you all know, I'm in transition and all of my stuff is in storage. I can't show you the book, but I will show you the book one day." And that little book, In Pursuit of Purpose, changed my life. Changed my life. I bought that book for myself, and I bought a few more copies that I gave to some people as Christmas gift that year. That little book changed my life. I was honored to be able to invest in having Dr. Miles as my coach and mentor. And that is one of the greatest blessings that the universe had given to me. I know Dr. Miles is super proud of me. I know he's in heaven looking down on me right now, because he always tells me, "Daphne, you can't run from what you're called for. You got to honor it." And he never pressured me. He just kept on reminding me, you have to honor who you're called to be. You got to honor your why. You got to honor your purpose. And I'm tearing up now because I know that where I am sitting today, it took me 62 years to get to this position where I am now. I'm totally free. I'm honoring my calling. I'm honoring the true purpose of why I was born. My first experience of intuitiveness happened when I was 12 years old. My first experience of insight happened that early in life. And today I'm sitting here 73 years old. And it's just 2 years ago I fully honor why I was born. And yes, I was part of the church all my life. I suppressed that gifting because I was ashamed and afraid of what religion would say about me. It was not the norm. You don't talk about it. There are other people that would come and they would say that this person and that person is a prophet, and they are coming, and the lines would get long and line up because prophet so and so is coming. Yet, if you would mention that you have the gift of intuitiveness, you are seen as being evil. And let the truth be known, it was about 2 weeks ago, I was sitting right here at this desk. And the Spirit said to me, has it ever occurred to you that when you were in the religious arena and in the churches doing your work, did it ever occur to you that the insight that you are getting is prophecy as well? And it was an awakening for me. I went like, OMG. Prophecy, intuitiveness. It's the same thing. And I tell you, even now I am broadcasting this morning, there are people who are still coming into my chat and into my broadcast, and they are labeling and bullying me because I came out of the closet and I am honoring my gift of intuitiveness, and I'm working with people to help them to birth what they were birthed for. And they are coming in there and bullying me, and they're texting me and bullying me because I am not casting brimstone and fire on people. But I'm here to tell you guys, I'm not going back in the closet. 62 years is way too long. I have deprived the world. Now is the time when I am stepping forth to add value, add the greatest value that is expected of me to the world. It's not by mistake that I have the opportunity to be here on these platforms. I want to publicly thank Ramona Parker for having the insight and for stepping out of her religious mold and to say, Dr. Daphne, you need to be on TikTok, she said to me. I've been on LinkedIn for a long time. I've been on Facebook for a long time. I've been on Twitter for a long time. But the truth is, I was playing it safe there. I was just going along with the social media trend and norms. It was not until Ramona brought me here on TikTok that I begin to see what it is that I'm supposed to do. This is what pulled me out of my shell. This is what has exposed me. The universe placed me here for a purpose. The universe has placed me here for a time like this. I am here to add value. I am here to obey the laws of service. I am not for everybody. However, the people that I am for, the universe is sending them my way. Yes, I am proud and honored to say at this stage of my life story and journey that I am an intuitive coach. I can work with you to guide you towards your inner blueprint of success. And yes, it is not cheap, because the work that the universe have me doing, I will need money to go to the places that I am needed. I can't walk there. And even if I'm going to drive to some places, I need gas in my car and I need a car. The universe is showing me that there are regions that I will need to go. And there is regions that I will go and I will need interpreters. And I will have to invest in them for their time. I need the funds to do that. But the universe is telling me, you have invested over these many years. You have deposited in your universal bank account, and now is the time. Now that you have freed yourself, now is the time that you will be able to withdraw abundantly from your universal bank account. This morning, I posted 351, day 351 of the gratitude video journal. Over my entire life, I have never been that consistent to doing my gratitude. I always do 21 days and stop, and 21 days and stop, and 21 days and stop. Now, the universe had brought me to a time where I need to do 365, and that started back in November on the TikTok platform. I am so excited to be sharing my story with you. And let me tell you, for everyone who is listening, you might be listening live or you might be listening on the replay. Nothing will happen in your life until you understand. Nothing will happen in your life until you understand that you were born for a purpose. It doesn't matter what career you have spent your life in the past. You know if you are walking in your calling on your purpose. You know whether or not you are just in a job for the paycheck. You know. And the reason you're hearing this broadcast today is because the time is now when you are supposed to begin to honor your calling and your purpose. Your time is now for you to give birth to that which you have been pregnant with for many years. Over these times, when I was suppressing my gift of intuitiveness, the one thing I was doing consistently was investing on my inside. I remember, and listen, I'm sharing, I'm peeling the curtain back, and I'm just being vulnerable. I remember one of my coach said to me once, she said, "Why aren't you making more money?" I said, "I don't know." And we talk about it. We look on the plan we had in place. Everything was together. Yet, I just was not attracting the right clients. I was making money, but it still was like it was just there. And I said to her, I don't know. And we kept working on that. I did not know. And three days ago, although she's not working with me anymore, I was able to call her and I said to her, I have relocated. She said, what do you mean relocated? I said to her, I'm no longer in Connecticut. I have moved. I'm on divine assignment. I said, do you remember once I had got a message for you and I had called you to deliver that message? She said, yes, it was when my mom died. I said, yes. I said, well, now I'm fully honoring my intuitiveness. And I said, you remember when you had asked me way back when why I was making more money? And I said I didn't know. She said, yes. I said, well, now I know why. Because the universe had showed me not until I step out to honor my true purpose and calling, my funds, my financial situation would not be freed and released. And she said, thank God. I'm glad you received the revelation. So obedience in honoring. We got to honor our divine calling and purpose, not our college degree, not our Ivy League education. What is our universal calling and purpose? And listen, guys, I'm telling you, please don't do like what I did for 62 years and allow religion to hold you hostage. I'm begging you. The universe has blessed me that it was patient with me and still give me the opportunity to now walk out and fully honoring. And I know this is just a scratching the surface because there is so much more that the universe has for me to do. It is just the preliminary state, but what I'm glad about is that I said yes. Please get your water and let's get ready to do the water therapy. I am so glad that I said yes. For the first time in my 73 years of life, I am free. I am free to be. I'm free to do. I'm free to honor my deepest desire. I'm free to serve the world. I am free to make the impact on every human being that comes across my path. I am free. I am free. I am free. And there is nothing, no reason that I will be back in bondage. I am free. I am free. Get your water and let's do the water therapy. Please bless your water. Ask the water for what it is you want. Are you looking for healing, clarity, strength? What it is that you want. Let that request be known and then let us drink. Let us drink. I'm asking for spiritual insight. I'm asking for healing. I'm asking for rejuvenation of every cell and nucleus in my body. I ask that this water will go to all of my organs and enhance their healing power. And let us drink. Okay. Tap the screen and share the live. For those of you that just became part of my community, done. Thank you. Please start your journaling practice so you can begin to track what it is that you are working with for your water therapy, and track it so that you can see the progress that you are getting. All right, so let us return to sharing my story. Tap the screen, guys. Tap the screen over there. Share the live. And now is your time. Now is your time to invest in you. There are some of you who are still struggling and battling because you don't know what it is that you are supposed to do. I extend this invitation to you to reach out to me, message me, get an appointment to talk with me. We can start the journey off with you getting an intuitive reading. We can start the journey off by you getting an intuitive intake where we dig deep and find out what it is you want to do. And from that, we can go into you getting your intuitive coaching, mentoring, or guidance from me. I only work with private appointments. However, I know that I am here to help all those who are willing to make the commitment that they need the help. Stop sitting and wondering. You have heard me mention a friend of mine who gained her wings, and for years I was sharing things with her and telling her what to do, and she kept saying, "Oh, I'm going to pray about it. I'm fasting about it. I'm doing a Daniel fast about it. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing that." And I said to her, "You need to stop looking for reasons to blame God and step out and do what you have to do." Needless to say, she died without living that dream of doing what she's supposed to be doing. Do not be a slave to society. Do not be manipulated by religion. Step out, follow your heart. You know that what you are doing, you're suffocating the true you. You're strangulating the purpose that you were born for. Now is your time for you to step out and begin to honor yourself. Know what you are about. I am about adding more value to this world. And each and every day I wake up, I can add to the list. What does it mean for me to add value? And you will want to break these things down for yourself. I did not give you all of my story. I gave you the part, the Spirit pulled out the part that was relevant to you at this time. And as you become part of my community more, you'll be able to hear more of the story. All right? For me, I keep on doing what it takes to develop my skills, and I'm always looking for opportunities to practice those skills. And that's the same thing with you. You got to step out and you got to start at the beginning. Feel the fear and do it anyhow. Feel the fear and do it anyhow. Again, nothing is going to happen until you accept the fact that you were born for a specific purpose. What's your purpose? Every day I wake up, I find a source to learn something new. Learn something new. I ask myself, especially now that I've relocated, I'm on this new divine assignment, I'm asking, what are my core values? Because unless I know what my core values are, I'm going to be going around on the hamster wheel, and I don't want to do that. What do I bring to society? Each and every day I wake up, each and every conversation that I will have, my question to me on the inside, Daphne, what are you contributing to this person's life? Each and every day when I go live on the platform, I'm asking, what am I contributing? What am I contributing? I am staying in the lane of my purpose. I am not on there to compete with anybody or to degrade anybody with what they are doing. They know why they are doing. Hopefully they know why they are doing what they are doing. I am here to contribute and to add more value. More value. When you get into a conversation with me and it ends, I want you to leave with more value than you came with. So, again, I invite you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel, connect on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Clubhouse, Clapper, TikTok. Connect with me. Pick up the phone and call and text me at 203-885-5093. Stop putting off what you are supposed to be doing, what you were called for. Today is the only day we have. The present is what we have. Let us step forth and embrace it. Tomorrow is not promised to us. Today is what we have. Let us take full advantage of it. Feel the fear and do it anyhow. Feel the fear and do it anyhow. Believe in yourself enough to tell yourself, now is the time when I can add my greatest value to the world. How can I contribute? Again, I look forward to receiving your text. I have asked the universe to bring 10 new people in my life every day. Allow me to have 10 new conversations each and every day. Because if I can make an impact on 10 new lives every day, I will be on my way to make a difference. Because if those 10 will talk to 10 and those 10 talk to 10, we will accomplish a better world. Thank you so very much for listening to part of my story. I hope what I have shared with you will help you to be free enough to begin to share your stories. Connect with me on all of my platforms. Pick up the phone and text me at 203-885-5093. Connect with me so that together you and I can begin to add more value to this world that we share. I am Dr. Daphne Clarke-Hudson, your why and soul purpose coach and consultant. I look forward to helping you to live your biggest dreams. Stay in touch. I love you, and there's absolutely nothing that you can do about it. Love you guys, and stay blessed. See you on my next broadcast. Bye now.